the Unathletic podcast with your hosts, Tyler Phillips and Bruce Troncoso.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Yeet. Bruce, I've been asleep for a little while. What did I miss in sports?
You chose the one day, like the wrong day.
I took a bit of a 5-hour nap because I stayed up all night the night before. Let's see. Bryce Harper signed with the Phillies until he's 115 years old. All right. Okay. And, oh my God, Jason Witten's no longer a color commentator. It's the best day on earth! Woo! I'm so happy!
That makes you happy, huh?
Why is he coming out of retirement?
I honestly don't know.
Has he been really working out while he's been... I don't even know.
I kind of had a theory. When I first read it, I was like, did he do this just to go get other inside info from other teams?
The Cowboys?
To bring back to the Cowboys?
Well, because the Cowboys are always on Monday Night Football. So... He's getting the inside scoop, and then he's going to bring it back. Do you think Monday Night Football, ESPN even hires him back on? I don't know what his contract looks like.
I don't even know how he's able to leave. Yeah.
I have zero...
I don't know. Monday Night Football is in shambles.
Contracts in sports are...
you know what they should do?
Figments of the imagination.
They should get John Gruden again.
I don't know, because apparently, you just... cut up your contract whenever you want and just go somewhere else. So yeah, what do they do? Who do they get? Somebody...
I know before Witten they wanted Peyton Manning.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
And that would have been awesome, but I think Manning probably wanted too much, or Manning just outright said no.
He's so much better.
He's going to be a lot better.
I would actually watch Monday Night Football.
I think a lot more people would. His insight's a lot more interesting.
I can't watch Monday Night Football with Witten. I just can't.
I don't know, this might be messed up, but a quarterback's insight on the game is more interesting than a tight end's.
Yeah.
At me.
No, for sure.
It is true.
Especially because quarterbacks, the whole point of their game is to analyze the entire field, and a tight end, his entire career is just, I'm just gonna run my route and whatever happens, or blocking, that's all they're really used to. So.
I mean, yeah, Jason Witten. I've already seen stuff on Twitter. Of course, Eagles fan stuff. Got to take that into consideration because they're talking about
Eagles fans talking about the Cowboys.
Jason Witten is not ready to take a hit in the middle of the field from what's his name from I can't speak right now from Malcolm Jenkins.
That's the only safety he's not going to be able to take a hit from. Is that right?
That's what you're just saying. wait till he gets hit over the top from Malcolm Jenkins. He's gonna retire again. Player, honestly.
Who's the Dallas's tight end this year?
They had 3. They were all bad. None of them were good.
They asked him to...
And up until then, Jason Witten was their entire offense with Dak Prescott. Prescott only knew how to throw to one guy. And they're probably thinking, now we have Amari Cooper, so maybe that will take some heat off of Witten, which is going to be needed. And I honestly, I don't know. Who knows? They have a tight end now that hasn't played for a year, and he's 80. Cool. That should be fun. Yeah,
how old is Witten at this point?
I have no idea.
My gosh.
He's old. ESPN aged him a couple years, too. Don't forget that.
Yeah. It's probably the easiest job on earth, and pulled a rabbit out of his head.
Well, another big thing that you missed.
He's 36 years old.
That's not that old.
He's older than most quarterbacks. Are you kidding me? Most quarterbacks can't even make it to 36 in today's NFL.
All he does is just run to the flat, and that's all Dak Prescott knows how to throw, so it'll be fine.
Yikes, this is the Dak Prescott hate.
Wait till the actual NFL season starts.
Okay.
Tons of Dak Prescott hate coming.
Okay.
All right, well, let's talk about a way more interesting quarterback. Another big piece of news that you missed when you were sleeping. At the Combine, Kyler Murray measured in at 5'10". Sorry, not 510. He's 5 foot 10 inches
because
tall. There's
such a difference between 5'9" and 5'10".
He's Russell Wilson's height now.
Russell Wilson's technically 5'11", and if we're going by the same logic, there's a big difference between 5'11" and 5'10". So
he's only 5'10" and a half. Russell Wilson is. It's only half inch.
You think he's going number 1?
Yeah, I know he's going number 1
to the Cardinals.
The Cardinals will take him number 1 easily. I don't know what they're doing with Rosen.
While Rosen tries to murder
quarterback competition.
Murray in his sleep.
Quarterback competition.
Gosh. There were 10, what was it, 10 mistakes ahead of me, 9 mistakes ahead of me. Yeah, dude, you should have been picked, like, 4th round.
Fourth
at least.
round.
He's an overrated quarterback. Like, I don't disagree with the notion that the Cardinals should get Murray. I think it's better for their franchise.
They love Murray.
Having 2 rookie
Kingsbury
quarterbacks.
loves Murray.
2 rookie quarterbacks will be interesting.
I think they'll end up trading what's his name if they get Murray.
To who? Who would take on Rosen?
Someone would definitely take on Rosen. He's a rookie quarterback.
I guess.
That was was he a top 10 pick?
Yeah, he was really bad last year though.
He was bad last year, but he was with the worst team in the NFL last year.
He was a top 10 pick because he talked his way into it. He LeVar balled his way into it.
I'm just saying, like, he look at the formulas of teams in the past couple of years. They have a rookie quarterback. Or not just like
no, they have a rookie quarterback.
A quarterback on a rookie contract.
A veteran.
And then they sign a bunch of different people.
They signed a veteran quarterback behind him.
For cheap. But the key is you have a cheap quarterback, and then you can pay every other position to make him look good. How do you think the Cowboys have done it the past couple of years?
Oh, Rams too.
And the Rams made the Super Bowl this year with that same formula. I'm telling you, a team's going to want him.
Yeah, but Goff's inexperience really doesn't pay off. Or it hurt him in that Super Bowl.
Sure. But they made the Super Bowl.
I'm surprised they made the Super Bowl with Goff's inexperience.
It could happen.
He has such a team around him.
Before Carson Wentz went down, we were the best team in football.
And then after Foles came in, you won a playoff game.
Exactly. So maybe you should get Foles then. Get Foles on your team instead.
Oh, we're talking about that?
Let's talk about Foles.
Is that the transition?
I thought the Giants were the Giants were in trade talks for Josh Rosen because they need a quarterback.
Who aren't the Giants in trade talks with?
The Giants, they need a quarterback.
Literally all other 31 teams. You can trade with the Giants right now if you wanted to.
Nah.
And have a chance to get OBJ. OBJ for Foles, straight up.
We're not trading him. He's a free agent.
I know. So explain that to me because I have zero idea what's going on. Why didn't they franchise tag him?
Essentially, they didn't franchise tag him. I read there's a rule somewhere in the CBA, and it's about franchise tagging. And essentially, what it says is that if you franchise tag a player, you must have the intentions of keeping him. Okay.
So they can't franchise tag him in trade?
Essentially, yeah, you can't tag and trade.
Doesn't he have a player option as well?
He did, but we picked up that option, but he was able to buy that out. All he had to do was give the team $2 million, and then he became a free agent. So now the next step was to tag him, and we couldn't tag him because that's pretty much the reason why. Because at that point what he could do is like file a grievance with the NFL and basically say I was tagged. Because
he's gonna get somewhere. He's gonna get sent somewhere he doesn't want to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what I think with Nick Foles, another thing is, I don't know how much the Eagles are actually going to get for him. Like, let's say the Eagles could somehow prove, okay, we had the intention of keeping him, but then they come out and they're like, but now that they didn't tag him, I think another reason is they don't know how much they were going to get back for trading Nick Foles. I don't think it was worth enough.
He's still a Super Bowl. I mean, you said Super Bowl MVP. He's Super Bowl MVP, right?
Super Bowl MVP.
People still argue that when they talk about Flacco.
I just don't.
When they talk about Flacco's value.
Because now it's like the Foles thing was fun. It's like, wow, this guy's amazing. I love Nick Foles. He won us a Super Bowl. But I think now that other teams are looking at him to sign him, now let's actually look at the bad parts of Nick Foles, right? Now we're actually going to be real about Nick Foles.
You still should. I mean, it would be nice to get something for him. It's better than walking for absolutely free. Even if it's a 7th round pick, it's something.
See, but I think that no one's really talking about that franchise tag rule in the CBA. And the Eagles are just coming out and they're like, well, this is what we owe him. We think he should try out free agency.
You think the Eagles will go in on the NFL about that rule and try to get it changed?
It's too late. He's a free agent now.
Well, I know, but like
maybe another team will. I don't really know.
I have zero. Yeah,
it's just that now Nick Foles is a free agent, and if I'm being real with you, I think the franchise tag this year was gonna be $25 million. He's not making $25 million this year. I can almost.
You sure?
I am sure.
Quarterback markets are competitive.
He's not going to get paid.
For a veteran quarterback.
Nick Foles will not get paid.
Are you kidding me?
He's going to get paid, but not that much. I guarantee you that.
That's a lie.
Look, you pull up his stats. He hasn't played a single full season in his career.
Who cares?
In his career.
It's all about the marketing of it. You give your fans Nick Foles, all of a sudden they freak out. They don't look at stats at all.
I just think that, why would I sign a quarterback who can't play a whole year?
Because he's a quarterback. And guess how many teams have a quarterback in the NFL? Less than half of them.
A lot of them actually have quarterbacks. That's not.
They have quarterbacks, not good ones.
Name what's a team right now? What, like the Jaguars, the Giants? There's 2 teams.
Yeah, Eli Manning and Blake Bortles. Quarterbacks, not very good ones.
Not very good. And that's
Foles
2.
is probably better. Cincy as well. Andy Dalton.
I don't think Cincy's going to sign him.
I don't think either, but Foles is better than Dalton. Freaking Broncos now.
The Redskins should sign him.
Foles is better than Flacco.
Oh, no, they've already done the Flacco thing. They're out.
I know, I'm just saying, though. He's better than a lot of quarterbacks in this league. If you're...
Maybe. I don't know.
If you're not a quarterback on a rookie contract... I don't know what I'm trying to say here. If...
He is not going to get... He's old.
He's a starting quarterback. There's
He's 30.
value in that.
There's something in that. He's 30. He's never played a full season.
Veteran quarterback?
Veteran quarterback. Yeah, there's something to that. Yeah, of course there is. What I'm saying is, don't expect Garoppolo numbers from Nick Foles. That's what I'm saying.
Garoppolo didn't even have that good of numbers.
He did it, but what I'm saying is, you're not going to don't expect those numbers. He's not going to get that huge number.
I don't think so either. I just think... I mean, you're saying... See, you've been watching Foles a lot, so you don't think he's a very good quarterback. Other teams, though... I'm sure you think he's a god.
I'm telling you, they're gonna look at the film and then be like, "Wow, this guy worked in a system that worked for him." That was pretty much it.
That's all quarterbacks. Name a quarterback who doesn't benefit from the system he plays.
Another thing is he the past 2 seasons he's only played like 5 games in each season.
He's been pretty good though.
He was good and that was great.
Playoffs.
And I think part of the playoff run. Hey, Eagles fans, I'm sorry. I think part of it was he was healthy. He did not get hit at all that season, and he went into the playoffs as a healthy player, which is huge for a guy like that.
No, I'm not discounting that at all. I'm just saying
like he comes in at the end of the season with taking 0 hits throughout the entire year, and he acts like the savior.
He's a lot of clutch moments too. He's really good under pressure.
And in the playoffs this year, yeah, it was a lot of clutch moments, but his stats were absolute trash.
That's at least
he was not good.
That's at least $15 million for a quarterback.
We can go back to the Saints game. Want to go back to the Saints game? How he was absolute trash the entire game. He's pretty much the reason why we lost that game.
Yeah, but you want to go to the Bears game where he had like
until the 4th quarter where the defense had to carry him?
Every quarterback has that though, where they have...
I'm just saying, I don't think Nick Foles is going to get big money because teams are going to look at it and be like, wow, he's really not worth that much.
They paid how much for Kirk Cousins? Tell me how much they paid for Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins made like 84 3 years.
You don't think they're going to overpay?
I think he was younger than
They overpaid for Case Keenum. They overpaid for Kirk Cousins. You don't think they're going to overpay for Nick Foles? They're absolutely going to overpay for Nick Foles. Somebody's going to overpay for Nick Foles.
We'll see. I don't think so.
He's taking the best money. And the Jaguars know that there's a couple of teams on him.
He's not getting more than $25 million.
Giants know that there's a couple of teams in on him. Miami knows there's a couple of teams in on him. They're going to give him big money because they're scared somebody else is going to give him even bigger money.
I don't think there's a huge market out there.
It's a bidding war. You don't think so? We've already talked about all the teams that could be in.
I just don't think that those are the numbers they're looking at because he needs to go to a team that has talent.
Okay.
He's played on a team that has major talent.
You look at numbers. See, here's the thing, because if you have a player that was on your team and he's not going into his UFA years or whatever, you sit down with him and you look over the numbers and you pay him accordingly to the numbers. That's not how free agency open market works. If there's a player that, say there's a wide receiver that not a lot of teams are in on, and you know you're the only team in on him, you're going to look over the stats and give him a very reasonable price. When it's a quarterback especially, and a guy you know that there's a couple of teams in on, now you're not looking at numbers at all. All the numbers you exit out of that screen and you just say, who's paying you the most, and I want to give you more than they're giving you. Because that's how the free agency market works every single time. So Kirk Cousins worked.
Kirk Cousins had good numbers.
They just said, how much are they paying you? Okay, I'll pay you more than that.
I know, but the thing is, the difference between him and Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins had numbers.
For like a year. Same with Keenum.
Multiple years, Kirk Cousins did.
Well, Keenum was only 1 year.
Keenum was a one-year guy, but that was the Broncos. That makes no sense.
There's other teams with worse management than the Broncos. I can say that much right now.
Well, when it comes to quarterbacks, I think the Broncos have to be the worst. Just strictly speaking of quarterbacks, their signings of quarterbacks is
they
awful.
signed Peyton Manning, and that turned out to...
That was one guy. Do I have to name out Brock Osweiler?
No, I know.
Trevor Siemian.
I know.
Now Joe Flacco.
Siemian was good. Stop it. Siemian was good for a little bit.
Siemian was good for a little bit, sure. And then we brought in... Who they bring in? Who's the guy you just said they signed? Case Keenum. Joe Flacco.
Now Joe Flacco.
Oh, my God. I'm just saying, what Nick Foles is going to do is I think he's going to the Giants, personally. He's either going to the Giants or Redskins. That's my thought. They're going to pay...
Okay, but especially when it's two division teams competing against each other, it's how much are the Redskins giving you? Okay, I'll give you more than that. How much are the Giants giving you? Okay, I'll give you more than that. And they keep going back and forth until it starts to add up.
The Giants, they're paying Odell right now, so they're just going to be... They're going to give him an offer. It's not going to be as big as everyone thinks it's going to be, and he's going to take it because Nick Foles is that kind of guy.
No way.
Yes way.
He's a... What kind of guy? Every single player in free agency goes after the biggest deal.
I don't think he's going to do that. I think he wants to win. Kirk Cousins didn't go after the biggest deal. The Giants were the biggest deal.
He's going to win in New York.
I think he's going to win in New
That
York.
defense is in shambles.
They could fix that with a couple draft picks.
There's Saquon Barkley and OBJ. Okay.
Sterling Shepard. Evan Ingram.
So did Eli Manning, and that didn't work out.
So you think Foles and Eli Manning are the
better.
same? You think
Foles is better.
the same?
It's not enough to push them to a Super Bowl.
They're a running team.
Maybe a playoffs, if that.
They could win the NFC East with that team.
He has a better chance, I think,
chance where?
There's no guarantee. Any team you go to, there's no guarantee that they'll be good. Kirk Cousins took less money to play with the Vikings than he did with the Jets, and he didn't even win in Minnesota. There's no guarantee wherever you go. It's in every single sport. That's why Bryce Harper, he just took the most money because, there's no guarantee he's going to win with the Phillies this year. Same with Machado. There's no guarantee he's going to win with the Padres, but he took the most money.
I just think that Foles,
wherever the most money is coming from, that's where he's going to take it.
Okay, we'll see.
He doesn't care.
All right, cool.
So I think that's it's just how free agency works. Every single year you think, oh, well, it'd be smart for his career to sign here. Well, he's going to take wherever the money is.
I just don't think the number's as big. I think he wanted to get a franchise tag, if I'm being honest with you.
Somebody is going to overpay for him. I think we can both agree on that, right?
No.
Yes.
No, I cannot agree with you on that.
The Giants are going to look over the numbers and say, well, you weren't that good, so we're only going to pay you this much. And Foles is going to go, you're right, I wasn't that good. So instead of looking around the league for multiple offers, I'm going to take your lowball offer on the table right now.
You were thinking, you think I think other teams are going to hand him like $5 million. He's going to get more. He's going to get like 15, not 25.
Maybe.
My argument was not 25.
Somebody's going to overpay. Whatever.
Okay,
whatever
what's
price.
overpay in your head? Overpay is over 15 for me.
Over 15?
I think
he gets at least 20.
I think 25 is too high.
I think he gets at least 20.
Can we agree that 25 is too high?
Yes.
And
yeah.
Okay.
But he gets at least 20.
At least 20, we'll see.
If you're Foles too, like you're not looking over it and going, well, you're right because last year I was bad and this year I'm going to be bad too. No, he's saying I'm going to be a better player this year. And so I want to be paid for what I think I can be.
Oh, well, I don't know how it's supposed to get better.
That's how free agency works every single year with every single player, no matter the sport, no matter the situation.
All right.
I don't know. Unless it's like a hometown team, it's always wherever the money's at.
Let's move on to another free agent signing.
Harper took the most money for the most years. And now he's stuck in Philadelphia till the end of time.
He said he wanted to play for a team, the one city for the rest of his career. So there you go.
13, that puts him...
he'd be 39.
Till 39.
It's a gamble for the Phillies.
Yeah, well...
They get him for a deal. Can we put that out there?
$330
Money-wise.
million?
$330 million over 13 years. That's
It's the biggest contract in.
It's
American
a small.
sports
I know,
history.
but Machado's making more yearly as of right now.
Is he really?
Yes, he's 300 for 10 years, so that's more yearly than Harper's only making 25 a year, and Machado's making 30 a year. So he's technically cheaper, but the thing is, he's stuck there.
Though?
He's stuck.
That becomes tough.
The thing is, if Bryce Harper gets injured, it's over. If his numbers start declining, it's over.
Well, because he was
stuck with him.
He was kind of struggling last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
He had a bad year.
I think he's under 250 or something like that. The past two of the past 3 years. But the thing is, he's a superstar.
Yeah, well, he can hit home runs like nobody's business.
Hit home runs. He also led the league in walks last year. He has a really high on base percentage, top 5 every year.
Yeah,
he's a competitor, and on top of that, I was reading how the Phillies they need another left-handed batter.
No, yeah, the Phillies definitely needed Bryce Harper. There's no question. You have to pay any price to get him. So
I think it's actually, I don't know if I'm a Philly fan. Obviously, you're excited. You have to be excited.
you have to be. Well, I mean, he's biggest, tied for the biggest signing or the biggest signing for free agency. Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about him taking, because he did take less money technically
To go where?
to go to the Phillies? He's only making 25 a year with the Phillies, over 30 then.
No, he's making more money.
Well, he's making more money, but I'm saying he's making less yearly. So what?
So?
You don't think that? You don't?
No, I think all that, and plus he continues to get paid further than Machado will. So as it doesn't matter what yearly it is.
The thing is, but Machado,
at the end of the day, you make more money than say a Machado.
Machado was able to work in the opt-out deal though, because in 5 years, if this is the way the market's going, in 5 years, let's say Machado is still amazing, he could test free agency again and potentially make more money.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a gamble, but it also works for the Padres too, because if his career falls off comes 32, now you don't have that financial burden anymore. Plus, you got Tatis Jr. coming up, who's going to make a lot of money. Urias might make a good chunk of money. Who else? There's that first baseman under Hosmer right now, who, if he turns out the way he could, Mackenzie Gore too is supposed to be a superstar pitcher. So Padres might have a lot of prospects to pay coming up. I mean, it's going to be a little while, but I mean, the way the years work out, because it's 5 years in, I think in the MLB, rookie contracts are so weird because they they'll last you the first 6 years of your career. You won't make real money in the MLB till your first 6 years in.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's weird.
But so I mean, it kind of works out because if you have Machado's not really playing well, if his career falls off, you get the all of the money is gone, and now you have room to sign all of your other prospects. Or, if he wants to leave for free agency, great, you had him for 5 years. And, he helped with the development of Tatis and Urias and all those different guys. And now you can kind of move towards the future, which is basically Tatis Jr. So,
you think Harper has a better deal?
Yeah, well, more money. So, yeah.
I think that it was... I think Harper wanted that insurance almost, hey, I'm here no matter what type of thing. No opt-outs.
Basically.
And I think the Phillies I don't know if the Phillies like that, but...
Just getting paid for longer, because it's the same thing with Mark Stone we were talking about for the NHL. He had an offer on the table from the Ottawa Senators for $10.5 million per year for 5 years. And he took Vegas's offer for 9.5, so $1 million less per year, but over 8 years. So he gets paid for a longer stretch of time. You still make more money in the end with Vegas. It's not as much per year, but you make more money at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So as long as you're making more money, it's a better deal.
Another thing that I don't think Harper cared about opting out because the test free agency again. Because let's face it, he's way more marketable than Machado. Harper is the most
probably
has to be the most marketable player in the MLB as of right now.
Mostly because I think being an American
and he has the look
in an American league, it helps a ton. when you can speak English really well.
Because like Machado's from Florida, he's technically American.
I always forget that.
But the thing is, yeah, he comes from. His name is Manny Machado compared to a guy named Bryce Harper.
Yeah, exactly.
Bryce Harper is like
there's a
white guy with blue eyes.
That.
He has the hair.
And I think, like hockey fans, there's an old school mentality to a lot of baseball fans too, where they like don't like all these players coming in from Mexico and Dominican Republic and stuff like that, and like they like their Joe Smith playing shortstop, and he's 34 years old and can sling it across the field, even though his arm has arthritis, and I don't know. I think there's a certain appeal to that.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Phillies odds to win the World Series jumped from 14 to 10 to 10. I mean, 14 to 1 to 10 to 1 after signing him.
Yeah, it was the same thing with like the Padres. They were like, well, now they're not 500 to 1 odds; they're 100 to 1 odds.
I know, but 10 to 1's pretty good. 10 to 1's not bad.
Okay, it's baseball. It's one guy.
Should be intriguing.
I mean, if he can hit home runs, I honestly don't know a ton about the Phillies, so
Phillies are competitive. They're going to be competitive.
I have zero idea.
All right, let's move on. That was fun. I can't wait for Philadelphia sports.
Yeah, I know.
Thriving.
Why don't you just become all Philly
They're
fan?
thriving.
Why don't you just become an all Philly fan?
I can't.
I don't get it.
I can't.
Why? That's all you talk about is Philly stuff.
Philly stuff is
more
fun
than
stuff
anything
right
New
now.
York. More than
there's nothing to talk about the Knicks right now.
Of.
I'm a Cubs fan.
Are you?
I am.
Really?
I'm actually a Cubs
You're
fan.
not switching to Phillies.
I own a Chris Bryant jersey.
You're not switching
I'm a
to
Cubs
Phillies?
fan. I'm not switching to the Phillies. No.
Wow. You're just going to talk about him
I'll talk about
nonstop and trash talk whenever they win, but no, you're not a Phillies fan.
Not a Phillies fan, dude. I love
you
the
do
Cubs.
this every year where you're like, the Rams won.
And technically,
really, Eagles fan, the Rams won? Great, fantastic.
And also technically, I'm a Golden Knights fan.
Technically?
I'm from there.
Name, who's the...
Mark Stone. That's all you need to know. Mark Stone is the most lovable player of all time because of his name.
Okay. Who's the fourth line left winger?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Come on, dude.
Fury?
No, fourth line?
Yikes, Fury's too good for that.
Fury's scratched right now, actually.
Wow, Fury's bad.
You had zero idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of names on the team right now. Riley Smith? Eakin?
Riley Smith? You mean the guy on the first line?
Oh, sorry, not him. Cody Eakin?
No.
It's not Tuck.
You're naming like all of our best players on the fourth line.
I know the best players, I guess. Yeah, good for me.
The fourth line left winger playing tonight. You didn't check Vegas's lineup tonight?
I know Subban's starting.
As a Vegas fan, you gotta look at the lineup every night. Who are we playing tonight?
We're playing the Florida Panthers.
Hey, there you go.
I know that.
There you go.
There we go.
Who are we playing tomorrow night?
Oh. I actually have no idea.
There it is.
The Sharks?
No.
Made that up.
Close enough.
Go. It was a guess.
Ducks.
The Ducks.
Ducks.
Who cares? No, I'm kidding. I care. I'm gonna care. Mark Stone's cool.
He's cool. What are we talking about next?
Who is the left winger on the fourth line?
For tonight, it's Tomas Nosek.
I had no chance. I know that name. I had no chance though.
Nice.
I think I know all the players' names.
It usually is William Carrier, but he keeps getting injured, so because he hits too hard.
Oh, okay. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
Too hard of a hitter.
Yeah.
All right. The next topic was the Lakers.
Oh yeah. What do you want to talk about with the Lakers?
Okay, I'm gonna open it up right now. Last night they played the Pelicans, and up until last night they lost 2 games in a row. They lost to the Pelicans. They lost to the Memphis Grizzlies. 2 teams that are not really competing for anything.
No.
Out of the playoffs, and they lost to both of them. And then
LeBron's
they played the
not playing defense anymore.
Yeah, and they played the Pelicans again. They played the Pelicans again last night, and they barely won. It took like a crazy shot from LeBron to win. And the thing is, Anthony Davis didn't play like the whole last fourth quarter. He didn't play the fourth quarter, and he was on the verge of like if he played the fourth quarter, he probably would have like a 40-point game. If we were going to be real with you, like no one could stop him. So they probably would have lost that game again.
Yeah. You see, he scored the first points of the game, and they gave the points to the Lakers.
Of course,
because it was in LA. So.
Yep. The Lakers are a mess.
That team won't quit.
Now this is my argument though. Now, with the Lakers, LeBron James, he went there, right? Obviously. And it's not panning out the way he wants it to be so far. I know he has another 3 years on the contract.
And he doesn't have his opt-out per year.
But my argument here is that LeBron James, if this keeps going the way it's going, I think he should just retire. Because let's say next year they don't land any free agents or they don't get the Anthony Davis trade they want, and he has to do another year with whatever he has going on right now. And that's two losing, like let's say two years in a row where he's either knocked out in the first round of the playoffs or don't make the playoffs at all, because that's where I'm guessing they'll be this year. And if that happens, I think the conversation is going to turn back in favor of Michael Jordan being the GOAT over LeBron James. That's my argument.
You're saying that LeBron James retires with years left on his contract and screws over the Lakers?
I'm just saying he
Royally
should.
Screws over the Lakers?
I think he should.
I like that idea. I really like the Lakers just completely blowing up in a dumpster fire.
Because if they can't land a free agent this year or get Anthony Davis,
that looks really bad on LeBron. All of a sudden, that's all people are going to remember him for is, he just gave up on the Lakers.
Even if he doesn't retire and he just continues to lose with the Lakers, it's gonna be one of the last thing he does, because he is towards the end of his career, and if that's how he goes out, everyone's always gonna be like, there was that LA thing that didn't work out as well.
He has to finish if he wants.
He has to figure it out.
The conversation of the GOAT to continue after his people to argue that he's the GOAT over Michael Jordan after his career, he needs to end off with a finals win. If he wins the finals
with the Lakers
next year, I think he retires. I think that's it.
Yeah, he should.
Even with a year left on his contract. I don't argue that, yeah.
It's just, my argument, though, is I don't see that happening. I don't see the Lakers doing anything this year. Can we agree on that? The Lakers are kind of, they're so done.
I don't even know if they can make the playoffs.
I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. If they do, they'll be an 8 seed, and they got to play Warriors.
Yeah.
Goodbye. And if
Warriors aren't playing too well either right now, though.
That's regular season Warriors. They weren't good.
Dwayne Wade from deep.
That
was awesome. That was actually a fun game.
It was a crazy shot.
Awesome.
But the thing is, the Warriors were down by like 20 at halftime, and of course they make a comeback. It doesn't matter.
Screw the Warriors.
What I'm saying is,
try half the time.
The Lakers, LeBron James needs to win in order for him this whole legacy thing. Because I know there's people out there. Obviously championships don't matter to people. Like, I don't want to get into the argument between who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron. But people who argue Michael is like he has 6, and people are like, well, 6 doesn't matter because look at all the stats LeBron has. But the thing is, I think if LeBron doesn't win in LA, anything, the conversation is going to switch really one-sided.
Well, Jordan didn't win in Washington.
Yeah, but no one really counts that.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people are going to remember LeBron's LA days.
I think they will, because
a few years after he retires, I don't think so.
No, I think so.
People forget once a new generation comes along, once we have kids, all they're going to know is the few years that LeBron was in Cleveland, that he won, that he went to all these back-to-back championships, or they'll know his Miami days, and they'll know that one championship he won in Cleveland. Because
obviously that's the stuff that people are going to talk about the most, but I think
nobody talks about all the controversies around Michael Jordan. All they know is that the span in the 80s where he won with the Bulls, nobody knows how he failed with the Wizards. Nobody, remembers any of that. All they know is the best parts from his career, and I think that's how it's going to end up with LeBron.
But when he went to the Wizards, there was no expectations of winning a championship.
Really? With Michael Jordan?
Yeah, look that up right now. 0 expectations of winning a championship.
Well, there was 0 expectations for LeBron to win a championship with this roster.
With this roster, but there is an expectation of him winning a championship with the Lakers organization.
Eventually.
So my argument is, if he doesn't win one with the Lakers organization, that's going to be a huge thing that's going to be talked about with his career. Wow, he went to the Lakers. And the thing is, because it's the Lakers.
They're going to talk about that super awful Cleveland team that he won and somehow beat the best team of all time.
Okay, well, and I talk about
the Warriors.
No, let's talk about that. All right, that Cavs team was not even bad.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying compared to
saying the Warriors were the best team. That team was the best team of all time. Yeah, best record of all time. That record does not reflect how good they were, in my opinion.
Maybe not, but also
Because
remember,
I think the Kevin Durant team is way better.
LeBron
Than that
almost
team.
in that year he won the finals. He didn't even lose a playoff game going up into they swept every team going up into the Warriors.
Yeah,
I mean that'll be talked about. And plus, when they talk about his Miami championships, they won't talk about how stacked that roster is. They'll talk about how Bosh was injured, how Wade wasn't playing well, and how LeBron basically carried that team on his back with Mike Miller and I don't even remember Mario Chalmers. That's all they'll talk about.
But my argument is the Lakers. It's the Lakers. The huge empire that the Lakers are known as. It's just the huge entity within the NBA, and that's what. They are a huge topic because all the big stars that have been in LA have won. Kobe
didn't win for a lot of years to finish off his
Kobe
career.
won 5 there, though.
Nobody
Kobe
remembers
won
that.
5 there, though.
Nobody
before.
remembers how he tore apart that team and how he was injured and how the
but he
Lakers
won
sucked.
5. He won 5 before that.
Yeah.
With that team.
And how many does LeBron have? 4?
He has only 3. And
No, does he really?
yes, he has 2 with Miami.
And 1 with Cleveland.
And 1 with Cleveland.
But still, all people will remember.
No, people are going to remember this.
Not us, our kids.
I'm not even talking about us or the kids. The kids are going to know that LeBron choked with the Lakers. He wasn't able to bring anybody there, and the Lakers did not do nothing.
It doesn't know how big of basketball fans they are.
There's going to be a conversation whenever it's like, oh, who was better, Jordan or LeBron? It's going to be like, well, LeBron couldn't get it done in LA.
It's the same thing too, where it's like, well, all we're going to talk about is a stacked roster. Well, Michael Jordan had one of the best 3-point shooters of all time in Steve Kerr. Dennis Rodman was really, really good at the time. He had really good players around him during his championship runs, and nobody remembers that. All people think about when you think of Michael Jordan was carrying the team on his back. I honestly don't know that much about Michael Jordan. I never watched him play live, obviously. And so all I know about Michael Jordan is what old people tell me, and all old people tell me is best player of all time. Never will there be another player better than him of all time, which I think is an awful mentality to use because you won't let the sport grow if you're not constantly saying, well, Michael Jordan is the best player of all time right now, but there's no guarantee that he will be 50 years down the road. There's no guarantee that another player is going to come along and be better than Michael Jordan. Zion.
And I don't dispute that, but what I'm just saying is LeBron James, if he doesn't get it done in LA, I'm sorry, it's over.
You don't think he goes somewhere? He might go back to Cleveland. Who knows?
And you bring up how, he played with Hall of Famers. You don't think Kyrie Irving is going to be a Hall of Famer? D. Wade will be a Hall of Famer. LeBron has won with Hall of Famers.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you talk about the Miami team today, right now, all people talk about from that Miami team was how Bosh was injured and how Wade wasn't playing well. Mm-hmm. It's all people talk about, and it's not fair for Wade and Bosh because literally they helped LeBron get to the finals. They were a huge part of it, but that's all people remember, especially LeBron fans who were delusional half the time. LeBron's delusional himself half the time. That's all they'll tell you for the end of time. They'll ignore the bad things and only tell you the good things.
Yeah.
Same with Michael Jordan.
And I think what you're trying to get at was how LeBron has nobody right now. Is that what you're trying to say? How LeBron is rolling with a team that's not a championship caliber team
right now.
Yeah.
When he was out, they're one of the worst teams in the league. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's
hold on, this.
But he's not playing well himself right now.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say this offseason, they don't land a free agent. They don't land a Kyrie Irving. They don't land a Klay Thompson or a Kawhi Leonard. Do you put any of the blame on LeBron?
Yes.
Okay, I agree. Okay, we can agree on that.
Yeah.
I don't think stars like to play with LeBron.
There's a big reason the Lakers are as bad as they are right now, and I don't put that on Magic. I don't even put that on the GM. I don't even put it on Luke Walton. I put it solely on LeBron because he made it clear, he'll tell you himself that he's playing the coach's role and the GM role and he's the team captain role, and yet he'll tell you he's playing all those roles, and yet he'll blame the coach and he'll blame the GM and he'll blame his players.
Yeah, it's true.
What? You're supposed to be all those things. You're supposed to be the star. Play like it. Play some defense. Care. JaVale McGee cares more than he does right now.
Yeah, LeBron. I just
It's pathetic.
LeBron doesn't attract free agents. No superstar. Like, look at last offseason. Paul George didn't even meet with the Lakers before signing with OKC. He was like, "No, I'm not going to play there with LeBron."
Yeah, there's a
I don't think these guys like to play with LeBron because you know what LeBron does? Like you just said, he points fingers, and the media will point fingers for him. It'll be like, well, LeBron is playing well, but what is Paul George doing for the team? Oh, LeBron is playing well. Let's say Klay Thompson's game, but Klay Thompson is not playing well right now. It's his fault why they're losing. Like even when the Cleveland days, Kevin Love had some of the best years of his career, especially the year they won. But Kevin Love any single time they lost, it was Kevin Love's fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I know. Well, and I'm not trying to argue that LeBron is the best of all time and that he's better than Jordan. I'm just saying that people are going to remember him only for the good moments. But I will say this because, it's crazy with Dwayne Wade. I'm sure he loved playing with LeBron, and I'm sure he's really appreciative of all the championships that LeBron helped bring to, especially, his Heat organization that he loves so much. But I think he's happier right now. He's enjoying the game more. Like, he loves all the championships he's gotten, and he's happy that he got all those. But, like, I think he's enjoying the game more than any other time right now. And, it's his last season of his career, and he's just having fun with it. And there's no pressure. There's no, Wade hasn't been playing very well, and that's the reason that LeBron, is having trouble being in the Spurs or whatever. I think players like getting championships, but I think players are happier playing without LeBron.
Very much.
It's kind of a thing that runs through a lot of these players' heads of, I do want a championship, but I would rather it be without LeBron. So
to quickly wrap this up, just want to say, kind of restate what I was saying in the beginning, how I think that if this LA Lakers thing doesn't work out, like him and the LeBron and the Lakers can't figure it out. They can't win a championship for whatever reason. He's not able to bring in any other players, and they roll in with the same trash lineup they do right now. I believe that that's what's going to be remembered. It's going to be a huge blemish because it's the last thing, and people always look at what have you done for me lately type of thing.
People are going to blame Luke Walton and blame Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but I obviously there will always be LeBron lovers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true, but I'm just saying there will always be LeBron defenders that absolutely love him no matter what.
We know that there's Jordan fans the
exact same way. Yeah. But I'm just saying I think it's going to shift more because I think as of recent, either it's been more 50-50 or it's been more LeBron than Michael, and at least as of right now.
Yeah.
I think, though, if he doesn't make it work in the next couple of years with the LA Lakers and they continue to just miss the playoffs or just don't even make or don't get past the first round, I think then LeBron has a problem on his hands.
And it's just a legacy problem is what you're saying.
Just a legacy problem. Yeah, obviously, he does. He's making
getting
tons of money.
Yeah,
he's in Space Jam too. For crying out loud. Like, he moved to LA. He has, a million TV shows. And now he came out and I'm going to be in Space Jam too. Honestly, that's another conspiracy theory I have. I think he goes, I really wanted Anthony Davis on my team, but you know what? Maybe we shouldn't get him this season because, now, hear me out. He's like, I need the whole summer to film Space Jam 2. So he's like, if my team is bad and we don't make it to the championship or go on a playoff run, I'm going to have more time in the summertime.
There's no way.
I think LeBron thinks like that.
I
just brought up a whole other thing, and we have no more time.
No, but the media's already theorized about that, and they're like, "Well, do you what's more important to you, your TV shows or basketball?" And he's like, "Basketball."
I don't believe
idiots.
that.
I know.
I think at this point he's just like, "Yeah, I'm going TV."
Is he going to be retired by the time Space Jam comes out?
It comes out 2022, right?
Yeah.
He might.
It'll be close.
I know he wants to play with his kid, but I'm just saying if he just keeps going down this route, he has to. He has to call it quits.
Yeah, better for his legacy if he.
Unless he
I don't know.
is able to team up with Kevin Durant somehow.
It'll be it'll be a bigger story if he gives up on the Lakers this early than if he plays several years with the Lakers and never really wins. I think it'll be a bigger blemish if he, quote unquote, gives up on the Lakers and just retires than if he just rides it out until who knows how long and doesn't win another championship.
Yeah.
So
You're not wrong.
because I mean, Michael Jordan played for several years and never really won anything, and people were like, "Well, he's still the best."
You
player.
rattled off 6 championships, though.
Because he didn't give up on. I don't know. It's also a different time. It's a different dynamic than what Jordan played in. So
Yeah, social media is a huge part. That's why I don't think people really care about Michael Jordan's anything that happened behind the scenes, that controversies that no one really either knows or really talks about because social media wasn't a thing.
yeah. Well, he also didn't have a controversial platform either.
Exactly.
Which also
There you go.
helps. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So.
All right. Well, that was fun.
And he didn't call himself the greatest of all time like Jordan did. I mean, not Jordan.
like
I mean,
LeBron
LeBron.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tripping over my
Yeah.
words. It's late.
LeBron. Okay. That was fun. What are we plugging? Follow.
I don't know. Follow both us on social media on Twitter and follow the podcast on Twitter. We'll post clips and stuff on there. And I don't know. Ending the show is always
It was fun.
such sweet sorrow.
Try to get how many episodes you want to try to get out next week? Just 1 or 2?
Two.
Well,
Maybe 2. Probably just 1 though. Next week is
spring break. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens, but we'll try to get content out to you guys. So thank you to all the guys, to everybody who listens to every single podcast. We really appreciate you guys.
You guys are the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. And like, comment, subscribe, whatever. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely subscribe. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Sweet.
See ya.
See ya. Peace. I got Coke.